Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I know so many of you over on TikTok have been blowing up the comments asking for this, so today we're finally doing some customer reviews analysis for it. But before we dive into that, be sure to check out this exclusive discount available for it. You'll find it in the description and in the first comment under this video. Now let's not waste any more time and jump right into the details.
Now, let's hear directly from our first reviewer about their experience.
This reviewer notes that the one potential downside to this router is its lack of 6 GHz band support. However, our reviewer argues this is largely irrelevant for most users. Very few client devices actually support the band, and it's known for being short-range and often buggy in its current implementations. For most home networks, its absence is not a deal-breaker and might even be a benefit by avoiding potential stability issues. What this device does bring to the table are the truly practical benefits of the new Wi-Fi standard, like enhanced signaling efficiency and congestion management, which improve performance for all connected devices. Our reviewer suggests that while it might not be a huge leap for someone with a recent Wi-Fi 6 setup, it's a substantial and worthwhile upgrade for anyone coming from an older system. The standout feature for this client was the 10 gigabit wired performance. Achieving speeds over 8 Gbps on their local network was a game changer, drastically cutting down large file transfer times. Wireless performance was also excellent, delivering strong, fast speeds across a large home and yard with great signal coverage. The only slight letdown was the USB transfer speed, which was functional but a bit underwhelming for a modern device. The generous port selection, including multiple 5G ports and a flexible SFP Plus slot, was another major plus, potentially eliminating the need for a separate network switch. Setup was mostly straightforward, aside from a minor browser hiccup. Overall, despite a few small complaints like the mediocre USB performance, this reviewer found this router to be a fantastic upgrade. It's a solid, reliable choice for anyone looking to jump into multi-gigabit home networking while future-proofing their wireless setup.
Let's begin by examining the insights provided by our first reviewer.
This reviewer found that after a couple of days of use, they were quite happy with this new router, praising its easy setup and solid performance so far. The upgrade was prompted by an older device that was starting to fail and was becoming a bottleneck for newer computers in the house with faster network ports. Our reviewer noted that the physical installation was a breeze. It was a simple matter of swapping the cables from the old unit to the new one, with all the ports being clearly labeled. They took a moment to ensure their faster devices were connected to the high-speed 5G ports to get the best performance. A neat feature they discovered during setup was the option to use one of the 5G ports for the main internet connection, which frees up the superfast 10G port for a high-speed device or switch on the internal network. Getting the software configured presented a minor challenge, but it was nothing too difficult. The router's default network address was different from their old setup, which required a quick computer reboot to sort out. Once that was done, getting back online was a 5-minute job. For this client, the user interface was very familiar, as it was nearly identical to their previous device from the same company. This made reconfiguring settings like port forwarding for home services a simple task. One small ongoing frustration they mentioned was the manufacturer's dynamic DNS service, which made them choose a new hostname instead of reusing their old one immediately. However, they did appreciate a graphical map in the settings that shows exactly which ports are active, a great tool for troubleshooting. While they haven't seen a huge speed increase yet, this was expected as other parts of their home network still need to be upgraded. The important thing is that the performance is solid and certainly no worse than before.
Awesome. Let's hear what our next reviewer has to share about their experience.
This reviewer replaced their old router with this new networking device, primarily because it seemed like a modern take on a previous model, specifically because of its many Ethernet ports. The reviewer appreciates the fact that half of those ports support 2.5 gigabit Ethernet, eliminating the need for complicated daisy-chain setups with faster devices connected through an SFP Plus port, though it still includes one just in case. Our reviewer is a bit puzzled by the single Ethernet port labeled Gaming, questioning its actual purpose since quality of service settings within the software can optimize any device for gaming anyway. They see the 10 gigabit WAN port as potentially overkill for current needs, but appreciate its flexibility, noting it can be reconfigured as a LAN port. The lack of a 6 GHz radio isn't a concern for this client, as they don't own many devices that would utilize it, and it likely helped reduce the price. The familiar firmware is both a blessing and a curse, offering easy navigation due to past experience with similar devices, but also retaining some long-standing quirks. Wireless range in basic testing is comparable to the previous router, which is satisfactory. During setup, the reviewer encountered a RAM issue when plugging in a large storage device, a problem they've experienced with other similar devices. A reboot resolved the problem, but they wish the system had better garbage collection or a dedicated software button for clearing system caches. Hoping for better longevity than their last similar device, this client is pleased with the fanless design, as their previous model's fan was noisy and bothered their pets. The ample vents and visible metal suggest effective heat dissipation. However, the detachable antennae remain a significant annoyance, being difficult to thread and prone to loosening, a recurring issue with devices of this kind.
That's a wrap. If you enjoyed this, drop a like and subscribe for more. Got thoughts? Let's chat in the comments. See you in the next one.